May the Schwartz be with you. May the Schwartz be with you. Rabbi, hi, welcome back.
It's good to be back. It's a pleasure to talk movies again with you.
Opening thoughts on Spaceballs.
I won't say it was Mel Brooks at his best, but it's typical Mel Brooks. Poking fun in a loving way at the outer space themed movies of the time, especially. It was everything from Star Wars to Aliens.
The Alien. Let's start out with the Alien part. So they got the same guy back. John, was his name John Hurt? They got him back to have a very similar scene in the diner of Spaceballs to what happened to him, of course.
And then you have the alien come out and do a whole song that "Hello, my baby." It's like taking all of that and just again in a loving way, poking fun and honoring also the space genre.
Oh, nice. Now, what else do you think the audience should know? For anyone who's never actually seen Spaceballs before.
If you've never seen Spaceballs, you just go in with the idea that it's going to be a free-for-all. You have Rick Moranis playing the part of of Dark Helmet. It's just you have George Weiner playing his assistant, and I can't remember the character's name. That's so bad. But actually some legitimate, both in comedy and drama, as you heard John Hurt, drama stars playing these, ridiculous, almost, really hyperbolic roles. Bill Pullman as Lone Star and John Candy playing a dog,
whatever
he is, right? Joan Rivers doing the voice of Dot Matrix, the robot. Right. So for those of you who are a little younger, Dot Matrix was the printing process for the first computers. It was Dot Matrix printing. So it would just be like a lot of little dots that were printed. Excuse me.
Oh, sure.
So, it was a lot of fun.
So, I want to say a few weeks ago or so, there was the actual official announcement with a teaser trailer that in 2027, we're finally going to get Spaceballs 2.
Yes.
So I want to just thank everybody right now, to whoever all viewed that, because that got a lot of views. So thanks to anybody who watched my.
And I recommend seeing the teaser trailer, because there's a lot of information in that trailer that really kind of updates you on really where Mel Brooks' head is at.
Right.
It's really
right now he just recently turned 99 in his birthday. He just turned 99.
Just turned 99.
98 to 99. So he really needs to start filming his scenes for that movie now.
Soon.
Now. Any more added on thoughts about both Joan Rivers as Dot Matrix and John Candy as whatever he is?
Well, okay, so Joan Rivers, may she rest in peace. John Candy, may he rest in peace. They both, in their own way, were trailblazers in terms of comedy. Joan Rivers really broke the glass ceiling for women comics. And so to see her honored in this role, to have this role, it was really great to see at least from my generation, and seeing that. And it's so typical. They really wrote the part for her, in so many ways. So it really works well. And with John Candy, just to have him in that supporting role with Bill Pullman, he just makes it work so well. John Candy had always been, in most movies, was the primary, was the star, was the not the supporting actor, but really the focus. And in this one, had to pull back a little bit, and I love the fact that he was able to to make that work, and just,
Now you said
be supporting.
That's a nice way of stating it for both people. Now you said this isn't necessarily one of Mel Brooks' best, but it's still very entertaining, very enjoyable.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and I mean, and even at the very end, it sort of skewers Planet of the Apes as well.
Which part was at the end? With
the very end, where you see the two apes walking across, and I can't remember the dialogue exactly, but it was, there goes the neighborhood.
Right. Nice.
So it was, really just it's just a joyous romp through all of the space genre.
One of the things I like best about it is with Rick Moranis as Dark Helmet, the way he, when he's looking at the camera, and also with his person that's next to him, the way he delivers all those lines about whatever's going on.
Right.
It's so.
And then finally, at one point, he takes the helmet off. And I can't breathe in here.
Right. And the thing was that when they say now that the sequel's announced, Spaceballs 2, I was hesitant about that. But then, as far as the thing of that coming out, apparently Rick Moranis is coming out of retirement to do this.
Yes. Now he's done some voiceovers in recent years. Voice acting, but he really wanted to make sure he was a good father.
The father to his kids, of course.
Because he needed to do that. And he's really, I mean, the fact that he's coming out of retirement for Mel Brooks is really exciting.
It's very exciting.
It is exciting.
Very
to see
exciting.
Him come out. Can't wait.
Very exciting. The guy you mentioned, Lone Star.
Yes.
Lone Star's coming back.
Bill Pullman. Yeah.
Bill Pullman, and apparently in this, it's going to incorporate his real life son.
Yeah.
So it's got Bill Pullman. Rick Moranis,
right?
And I'm sure to any of the characters or actresses that have passed away that we mentioned, I'm sure they'll be acknowledged or homaged in some way.
I hope so. So yeah, for those of you who are thinking, Bill Pullman's son, he was Bob in a Maverick. Top Gun Maverick. Yeah, he was Bob.
Oh, okay, that's what that is.
Okay, so for those who want to reference who Bill Pullman's son is.
Nice.
Yeah.
What else about Spaceballs do you think the audience should know about Spaceballs '87? Anything that you haven't yet already talked about?
Well, I'm sort of thinking that in reality, when you look at the cast, and Mel Brooks plays a couple of parts.
He plays more than one part.
Right, he plays Yogurt,
and
then Pizza the Hut.
Right. Oh, that too. Yeah,
he plays Pizza the Hut.
Pizza the Hut.
Right.
And doesn't he play some sort of like president guy or something?
Yeah, he also plays the president of the of the Federation or whatever it is, who's instigating the war with this planet to try and get their oxygen.
Also, another thing about this is, I was gonna say, like, I think it's like, so it's to me it's rewatchable. Like, even if you've already seen it once, like you can get still funny from it for more than one viewing.
Yeah, because again, and this is typical Mel Brooks. There are gags that are sort of hidden. And, as you watch the movie, several times, you're going to find a new nugget.
Right.
You're going to find something that, oh my God, I missed that before. Because the gags keep coming, one after another. And I don't just mean gags in terms of jokes, but in terms of how the story is put together, in terms of the physical comedy, in terms of some of the physical, like the fight scene between Dark Helmet and Lone Star.
That was
right.
That was a great scene.
Right.
That was a really good scene.
And I see your Schwartz is bigger than mine. Size doesn't matter.
So do you think that if supposedly this does come out in 2027, 40 years later, do you think like this is like too late, or that scroll with the teasers like no, maybe they have something there?
I think they have something. I don't think Mel Brooks would do this
unless he had
a real story to tell, and a way to frame it so that it would be relevant and worthwhile. Because if you think about it, all these sequels that have come out with Star Wars, with Aliens, with
they listed it all in the scrolls.
Yeah, and he talks about it. So there's a lot more material than than he had even earlier. So it's a lot more to spoof and skewer a little bit. I mean, how many people didn't realize that Palpatine was still alive, really, in the last Star Wars? I mean, how many people didn't figure that out way ahead of time, that he was pulling the strings? Sort of like a James Bondian thing with Spectre
in my personal opinion, Darth Vader picked up Palpatine at the end of Return of the Jedi, and Palpatine died from that. In Rise of Skywalker, that's made up. He never came back. Palpatine to me,
he was a clone.
Yeah, a clone. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just saying no.
Send in the clones.
Send in the clones.
There ought to be clones.
But Revenge of the Sith was recently re-put out theatrically.
Oh yeah?
That did really well theatrically to put out Revenge of the Sith. But Palpatine dead at the end of Return of the Jedi, never came back.
You don't know that he's dead. That's the thing.
Okay.
He's thrown into that. You don't know
in the movies, everybody always comes back.
Right, somehow.
Some way.
Yeah, you can invent a story.
Yeah.
Right.
Clones is how it comes back. So, what was, I mean, the whole movie is fantastic, Spaceballs, but like, what was what parts of it really did you really connect to?
I connect to.
No, because the whole movie's really well.
I know. Some of the dialogue between Barf, John Candy's character, and Lone Star, those conversations in a bus. A flying bus, right? That's what that is, essentially. But those conversations, that dialogue between the two of them, you look for and you hear the subtleties in the humor. I love the desert scene.
Oh, desert scene.
Yeah, with Daphne Zuniga and Joan Rivers, right? Those scenes as well, and then also, they find the lair of, at that point they find the lair of Pizza the Hut, and Mel Brooks goes into a whole commercial scene, of Spaceballs.
We're talking. Okay, yes, I wanted to want to talk about that. So that's where he advertises the Spaceballs and quote merchandise,
right?
Which of course he couldn't really do though because of the deal he made with George Lucas. So my question is, now this sequel coming out 40 years later. How is it, yes or no, going to even deal with that? Like, they're not allowed to do merchandise, I guess, now still?
I don't know. And even if they're... a lot of the movies don't do real merchandising anymore. I just saw a commercial for a fast food place that was co-advertising with a movie.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I don't want to mention the fast food place or the movie.
Got you.
But it's like one has nothing to do with the other, but they advertise and they piggyback one on the other. So the merchandising that was done back in the day with lunch boxes and raincoats and clothing and all that stuff, not as much anymore. And most of it, if you see it, it's sort of quote unauthorized merchandising.
Yeah, so he wasn't allowed to do merchandise with that.
Right.
So it should be interesting how that would work or not work with this
I think he'll probably do the same thing with some other,
the way you described it.
Yeah.
Now we're a little over 14 minutes at this point.
Okay.
So
we didn't have to announce that, but yes, here we are.
It just helps me.
Like you can't figure it out from the timestamp on the video, folks.
No, but that's more for reference for myself, just to know.
Yeah,
that's good.
So, but basically, to sort of summarize this it's a funny movie. There are lots of funny bits in the movie.
Right.
It's not a quote-unquote great movie.
Right.
It's not Spartacus or 2001: A Space Odyssey, but you will laugh. You will have a great time watching this movie, and you can have a drinking game, like with whenever they say, "May the Schwartz be with you."
Right.
Take a drink, because
Right.
it's said often enough, you can get a little buzz going.
Right. I like how you just mentioned 2001: A Space Odyssey, and a little bit earlier you were talking about Planet of the Apes.
Yes.
They both came out the same year.
Right.
So nice. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you would say like this is really recommended.
I
for
would recommend
jokes.
this movie.
Yeah.
It's a great time to have. Watch it with some friends and make fun of the stuff in it. Because, I mean, some of the references, honestly, are dated.
Outdated references.
Yeah. But it still holds up, I think, as a well done comedy.
Okay, that's a nice concluding wrap up thoughts there.
I hope. I thought so too.
Yeah, right. Just to let the audience know, for you, your homework assignment for next time is to rewatch The Breakfast Club.
That's correct.
So in our next discussion, we're going to be talking about The Breakfast Club, which came out the year of my birth. So look out for The Breakfast Club, Bali Nadir Without a Veil next week.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for joining us, and leave your comments so we know what we.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Thank you. That reminds me.
We could do better.
That reminds me. Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and share it and comment. If you got any value out of any of this, and that's all for now. Everybody dance and have a good time. This is friend and co-host Rabbi and Millennial Man Motions Entertainment LLC signing out to The Breakfast Club.